and welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of my fasting video. If you haven't seen part 1, go check that out. It should be in the description box below, so you kind of get a gist of what I've done and what was my experience, because this was my first time fasting. So yes, so this video I want to talk about the things that I learned. So as I was going through my fast, things started like coming to my awareness, and God was really showing me different things. So I wrote them down in my journal, because if you know me, you know I love to journal, and I'm gonna share with you guys. So the first thing that I learned is that I am beautifully made. I was hiding behind makeup. So a lot of people who follow me or know me personally know that I love makeup, and I just in 2020 taught myself and have been teaching myself how to finesse the makeup on my face per se. Like I haven't done makeup on someone else's face before, so don't really know how that would go, but this is my first time actually like really dedicating myself to learning my eye shape and things like that, and really actually coming out with some bomb looks. I'll insert some looks here. So yeah, so I've always had a joy for makeup, but I never could do it. So the fact that, well, I didn't believe in myself, I didn't think that I was able to do it, and then I finally did it, and I was just blown away, because I'm like, wow, I'm actually smart enough, like I can do this. But then as I started getting better and better, you know, people would comment and be like, oh my gosh, Joanne, you look so nice. Oh my gosh, Joanne, this, oh my gosh. And then it would make me feel so special. And although I was very grateful for the positive feedback, I began to depend on it and use it for validation. And that is where things got a little shaky for me, because, excuse my nails are not done, I apologize. But I realized that I was using this makeup or hiding behind the makeup in order to feel seen, to feel validated, to feel beautiful, to feel loved. And that's when it clicked to me that I'm beautifully made, because a little bit before I started my fast, I started getting allergic reactions to lash glue. The duo lash glue in specific. I had the blue one that dried clear, and I also had the hyperallergenic one. It's the green one in the little tube bottle. And both of those would have my eyes swollen and itchy, and like it was really bad every time I wore them. And at first, like, I was devastated, because I just found this makeup and I'm like, I love this. I love lashes. I just learned how to put lashes on. I love it. And I was just really sad, so I kept praying. I'm like, God, please, 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 like, let me be able to wear the lash glue. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try the hypoallergenic one. And then the same reaction happened, where my eyelids would get swollen and my whole eye would just be swollen. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, and putting on makeup without eyelashes, like, that just don't sit right with my spirit. So I was very heartbroken. Like, when I tested out different products, I tested out different things. I tried to see if it was the eyeshadow. Like, I did so many different things, and my eyes just were not fucking with me. And I was so sad. Like, I literally felt my heart break. Like, I was crying. And then that's kind of when it hit me. And I was kind of like, girl, you're crying over makeup. Now, if you don't have the makeup, what is my mind telling me? Like, what am I feeling? If I don't have the makeup, then I am what? And then it made me feel like I'm not as, you know, pretty as I thought I would be, or I'm not as special, or I'm not as important. And then I just decided to just give up the makeup, because my eyes really needed to heal from all the testing different products and stuff like that. Like, they were scabbed up and stuff. And I was like, okay, from this allergic reaction, what can I learn? So I learned that, you know, number one, that it's okay. It's okay. And to take a break from makeup, like for my health. That's very important. So the second thing I learned is that I do not need makeup to validate who I am. I don't need to hide behind it. It's beautiful. It's an enhancement. It's great. But whether I have it or whether I don't have it, I'm still amazing. I'm still wonderful. I'm still worthy of so much love. So I learned that, and then I feel like God gifted me with magnetic lashes, because that's what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing glamnetic lashes. So far so good. I'm really happy, but like I said, I really learned that I do not depend on the makeup. It is my way of expressing myself through art. And if you know me, you know I'm very big on self-expression. So yes, so that is something that I learned. The second thing is that I want to go back to school, and my experience with school has been really crazy. I'll do some story times about it later on in the channel, but like every time I started school, and when I say school, college, something would happen. Either the first thing was something traumatic, and the second thing, I was just like in a deep depression, and I just dropped out both times, and it was a really hard time for me. But I remember the second time I went to school, I was, you know, just by myself, just going to school, doing my thing, and I realized how smart I was, and I was really feeling good about myself. And then, you know, after a while, depression popped up again, and I just didn't know how to handle it, and I went straight to drugs and alcohol and just completely became irresponsible. And so I realized that I love learning, and learning is something that I really want to continue my education, continue learning so that I can have a degree, and, you know, become a therapist, and just be someone, especially someone big in the Black community. So yes, I love learning, and I would love to go back to school. The third thing that I learned is I am capable of doing everything because God strengthens me. Child, when I tell you I was not eating meat at all, I wasn't eating bread, I wasn't eating none of that. It was just green. If it wasn't green, I wasn't eating it. And that was very challenging for me because I love me some meat. Okay? I love meat. I love it. And so I couldn't have that. And that made me so sad. But at the same time, I was just like, no, you're gonna prove to God that you love him and you're willing to give up something that you love for him. And so I did it, and that's what kept me motivated. And like I said, I was doing it with my mom, so it just felt really good, and I felt really motivated, and it was just really fun. Like, I really enjoyed it, and it just showed me that I can do anything I put my mind to. And for so long, I didn't believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that I was worthy of anything. I didn't think that I was capable or smart enough or good enough to accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish. And so the fact that I got in there for 7 days straight, and I did not cheat, and I lasted the whole way through, proved to me that I'm capable, more than capable, of doing anything. As long as I put my mind to it, as long as I put God in front of it, I'm Gucci. So I was very pleased to learn that about myself. The fourth thing that I learned is it's all about changing your mindset. Surprisingly enough, towards day 6, 7, that's where the irritability started to kick in. That's when I started getting annoyed, and I was, you know, just getting real frustrated because I'm just like, I want this stuff to end. I'm hungry. My head hurts all the time. Like, I just feel empty. And, you know, but for the first 5 days, 5 to 6 days, I was pretty good. So, that was shocking. But I realized that, hey, Joe, like, I struggle with PCOS. I don't want to say I struggle because we're not going to struggle with her. I'm getting to know PCOS and learning how to cope with PCOS. And so that brings up like really bad acne, irregular periods. I'll do a separate video on that as well. And so I I've been gaining a lot of weight, and like I need to find substitutes because there's a certain kind of diet for people who have PCOS, I feel, and it's more on the healthier side. And I realized like I need to treat and take care of my body, and I need to take away the negative connotation I've added to healthy food and dieting. And I'm not trying to diet, I just want to be healthy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And so I realized that even though like my body was adjusting, you know, to me not eating enough, or not eating the meat, or not eating as much as I usually do, I realized that the healthy food still had a positive effect on my body, and that when it comes to having a healthy lifestyle, which is what I'm choosing to achieve, I have to change my mindset. Healthy doesn't mean nasty. Healthy doesn't mean boring. Healthy doesn't mean dry. Healthy doesn't mean tasteless. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that once you change your mindset, everything has a more positive look to it. So yes, I gotta stop saying so much. All right, number 5, it's okay to be alone sometimes. Like I said, I was not talking to any of my friends. I let everybody know that I was gonna be gone for 7 days. I wasn't gonna talk to anybody. I just needed to learn to be alone, because there was times where I would be alone and I'm like itching to talk to somebody, or like I'd want to read a book and I would start reading it, but then I'd be like, but if I was doing this with someone, it would feel better, it would be more effective. And then I'd call somebody and it would be more effective. And I'm like, okay girl, you got to be able to do things on your own. You got to be able to, you know, read a book on your own. You got to be able to do everything on your own. Granted, I'm never alone. God is always with me, and I have an amazing village and tribe, but sometimes being by yourself is okay. Sometimes being alone ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in your own energy, your own space, like vibing out to yourself, and that's fine. That's okay. And I had to learn that it's a safe space. I'm a safe space. Wherever I'm at, I can create a safe space there. And that it's okay to just chill by my lonesome and not be lonely, because I have myself and I have God. So the 6th thing that I learned is to make time for God. I learned that when you choosing to have a relationship with God, that's exactly what it is. It's a relationship. So the same way, you guys know me, my best friend Damien, we talk almost every day, and I make time for him. You know what I'm saying? Or like my cousins, like we talk every day because I make time for them. But then when it comes to God, like I don't want to just be like, all right, God, these are my problems. I don't know, I'm on the phone. These are my problems. This is what's going on in my life. All right, bye. That's not a relationship. That's a one-way street. And if you had 2 people interacting like that, that wouldn't even be considered healthy. And so I realized, like, I need to set time aside for God, for Jesus, for us to just sit down and just, you know, chill with one another, to just talk about things, to vent about things. And then as soon as I started doing that, I noticed that I started getting messages. God started speaking to me in ways that I could understand. And I was just like, I see you and I hear you. You know what I'm saying? And it just felt so good. And I was just like, because I've always been like, talk, then leave and then wait for an answer. Sometimes the answers will come, but they wouldn't come till like later. But now the answers come like that because I'm spending time. And sometimes I don't even need any answers to anything. Sometimes I'm just here to just spread how thankful I am for God and what He's been doing for me in my life. So that's something else that I learned. The 7th thing that I learned is faith takes work, but it's worth it. 2020, and I think I could speak for all of us when I say that it honestly took a toll on everybody, and it honestly tested my faith. Like, there was one day, it was one of the worst days I feel like of my life, and I was just on the floor shaking, crying, because there was so much chaos around me in that moment, and I felt like I was about to break, and I was just like, well, where's God? Why is God letting this happen to me? What is going on? And but something inside me just like was like pushing to still trust God, still trust the process, still trust him, and know that he, like, if God says he's gonna be there, he's gonna be there. He does not lie. And so even though I was crying and I was scared as hell, I still chose to trust God. And I was like, God, this ain't what you promised me, so you better show up and show out, because what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you know? And immediately everything shifted. And it's like, faith is believing in things that are unseen. And around me in the physical, everything was going nuts. Everything was going crazy. But in my heart, I had to trust. I had to have faith and trust that God is gonna come through, because God never lies. And literally 5 minutes after that, everything went silent. Everything was like quiet. Peace just took over. And I was like, there he is. And it was from that moment on that I knew that God is something that I need in my life permanently, forever and ever and ever. So yes, faith can be challenging sometimes because you don't see it, you know, in front of you. There's nothing to see, but you have to believe that it's there and it's already been done. And that takes skill, you know, so be gentle with yourself. I had to be gentle with myself and be patient, because it's gonna come. It's always, God always comes, and he comes on time. So trust it. Number 8 is noticing when I'm idolizing something or someone other than God. I feel like I was idolizing makeup. Like, I put it on a pedestal and I was like, this right here is it. I slept makeup, I breathed makeup, I ate all that shit. Makeup is everything for me. And I still love makeup, but I know its place. Now, it doesn't have a hold over me. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And also with people, there were some people in my life that I held on such a high pedestal, and then they turn around and shitted on me. You know, and I'm never doing that again. You know, you're human just like me. It's okay to love you. I love you. I care about you. But, you know, but God. If I can say it, but God. You know what I'm saying? So, I really feel like I had to learn that. I had to learn that, like, be careful, because I feel like we live in a culture where, like, people are idolized. Like, you go on Instagram and, you know, these people are goals, couple goals, or her lifestyle is goal. Meanwhile, you don't know what that girl is doing to keep that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Or what that man is doing to keep that lifestyle, whether it's scamming or whatever the hell. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So it's kind of just like all this, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm idolizing this person. Oh my gosh, like, no, you don't know what it is that you're so addicted to. You don't know what they did to get there. And, like, it's just something that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Well, in my opinion, something I can't do. Let me say it correctly. Something I personally can. Maybe other people can. I can't. And I don't want to. And, you know, learning more about God and seeing how he is so good, and that he is divine love, meaning that love is infinite, that it keeps coming to you, and it's lawful. Well, not lawful, but like it has value and substance, versus human love, which is very lawless and just fickle, you know, and based off so much emotion that, like, if you're mad at me 1 minute, then the love stops, but then you forgive me and you're cool with me now, the love is back. Versus God, it's the love is ongoing, and it's just like, I rather focus on that, put my energy on that, idolize that, and, you know, imitate that. Because I feel like if we can have some more divine love in this world, child, we'll be in a good place. So yes, but this is what I learned with my fasting, and the main reason why, like I said earlier, the main reason why I did it is because I really wanted to get closer to God, and I really wanted to start my spiritual journey. I don't really consider myself religious. I'm very spiritual, you know. I can still go to church. I can still, adopt practices from Christian faith, from Catholic faith, because I was raised Catholic, and I still, and then I was introduced to Christianity, and like I take from everybody and I create my own, and as long as God is the foundation, I think you'll be okay. So I just wanted to share that, like share the different times where just like I'm just choosing to grow up. This is what I'm saying. I'm just choosing to grow up. I'm choosing to share this with you guys because it could be really confusing. It can be very, very confusing. And I've started my spiritual journey back in 2016 with Jaya. And that was like God's gift to me. And now I'm like getting older. I've aged out of Jaya. I'm 25 now. So I'm just focusing on like what God has in store for me and what I like to do and how can I create a life that I desire. And so I want to share my journey through life with everyone so that they can heal and learn. That's my intention. I just want to spread as much love as I could possibly spread. Because if you know Jo, you know she loves some love, and I love love, and I love you. And I thank you for coming and listening to me speak. And I'm so happy you're here. And I hope you got something from this video. And check out my other videos and subscribe if you want and join the family. You feel me? We're just trying to build a good platform and spread love all around the world. So I thank you. I love you. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't know. Do what you want to do. But I hope you happy. And never forget to love yourself. I love you. Bye.